All right, what's up, dudes? We are playing Red Dead Redemption 2. They're currently in chapter. This is part 3. Not sure how many parts there will be in each chapter. Obviously, the longer the chapter, the more the parts. But we're just mainly focusing on the main missions, and I've fallen in love with this story. So I've put a lot of time and effort into learning about all the little details about it. So as we progress through the story, I'm going to be maybe giving a little bit of little bits of information that maybe you didn't notice on your playthrough or weren't aware of, um, but definitely no spoilers along the way. So if you have happened to not play this game yet, or if you haven't watched another playthrough, then you can feel at ease watching this one and know that you'll get the authentic story as it's presented to you. So with that, let's get started. The one thing that I did want to do first before we jumped heavy into the missions is read through the journal. At the beginning of each chapter, I plan on reading through the journal entries that pertain to the previous chapter. If that's a little too in depth for you, I don't mind you scooting ahead in the video. Um, so just keep an eye out for when I stop reading the journal. But my guess is that we're going to spend the first couple minutes getting pretty deep into that. So let's take out the journal. Of course, no matter where I put my face cam, it's always blocking some information. So hopefully we can still figure this out. Um, at the left there, on the last mission that I did, where we took the money from the chimney, I had mentioned that on the bigger takes, half of that goes into a secret stash. This is not the tithing box that you can donate items to upgrade your camp. That $300 is to Dutch. He's going to protect it. He's going to take care of it. And, that has nothing to do with our cash. So if you look on the left there, that's, um, that's what we've accumulated so far. Um, so yeah, this is the very beginning. Blackwater. It actually started off because I didn't do this at the beginning of chapter one. We're going to recap pre-chapter one and then all of chapter one. So again, we might be in this journal for just a minute, just to mentally prepare you guys for my terrible reading skills. If you noticed that in the last video. Although Lenny's father has a very unique way of writing, but enough of that. Let's take a peek here. You know what? Actually, going back a page, I do wonder where the camp was when they were outside of Blackwater. I haven't opened up enough of the map yet to jump to the map to kind of speculate. I've seen a few things online on Reddit. I am kind of curious to discuss that if anybody else has their own theories on that, so I'll just leave that. That looks like another sketch of Blackwater. That large building, I believe, is a building that you would recognize in Red Dead 1. Let's jump to the reading. All right. I bought this new journal after the last one got destroyed in that fire all those months ago, whenever it was. Haven't written or drawn much in the past few months, but I was missing it more than I thought I would, and finally near a store, so here I am, I guess. After all that business up north and the fire, we spent a few months in the wilderness traveling down from the northern grizzlies. Just quickly, I think that it's interesting that this dude Arthur journals. How many of us take the time to write down our own thoughts and to sketch it out? I actually think that's an interesting piece of his character as we try to discover who Arthur is as he makes these moral decisions. I do think that the fact that he journals and sketches is a piece of his personality that we should contemplate. Oh, I was mid sentence. Did I skip too fast? Oh no. So the last one was okay, comma. Traveling down from the northern grizzlies, comma. Stuck mostly in the western foothills of the mountains during the worst of the winter. Food was easy to find and life was good. Dutch had a lead for some land and we were going to buy, but the land did not match up to his criteria or he got spooked. We were being watched by the law and that somebody knew who he was and we never bought it and are still wondering still. We picked up a couple of new folk in the Grizzlies. There's a sketch to the left there. Jenny. Jenny, a sweet young girl we met abandoned at a roadside, and Micah, an outlaw Dutch met in the bar someplace. Dutch seems very taken with Micah, who is pretty hot-headed, argumentative, and full of himself. Hosea and I are less sure. I guess we shall see. Eventually, we came out of the wilderness and are now held up outside of Blackwater, although sometimes I stay in town hunting for opportunities. Jenny died right before the game started. As we're coming through that snowstorm, Jenny had died previously, and Davy was in the process of dying. So we actually never meet Jenny, but it looks like she was not with the gang for long. I might be onto something. We got plenty of money, and the trail we took was so torturous and slow nobody could have followed us south and east or figured out where we were headed. Um, we was thinking about California, but then Dutch and Hosea brought us down to Blackwater. Seems like they're always on the verge of that land that the the, the land that they're searching for. They're always quite on the verge of it, but for whichever reason, it never quite comes to fruition. Another sketch of Blackwater. You can see that appears to be like some scaffolding, kind of indicating that there's construction going on. Blackwater has apparently grown a whole lot since any of them was last there. I was told to expect little more than a trading post, but this place is growing fast, and it's almost a small city. The town seems to be riddled with corruption, but there's certainly plenty of money here. It's good to be sleeping in a bed from time to time and living a more civilized life after long under canvas, but I do not particularly like being this near to a town. It's kind of weird that Blackwater was not too recently ago just a small trading post, because if you played Red Dead 1, Blackwater was the big city. And now obviously this being a prequel and this journal being even before this game started, it's kind of cool that Blackwater has exploded so much recently. We're living here, camping outside of town mostly, hidden in plain sight, I guess. Life seems pretty easy. Abigail and Marston are arguing. I wonder why he came back. He cannot seem to decide if he wants to be a father to that boy of his or not. The arguing is exhausting. I heard talk of a man sounded like Trelawney, but we haven't seen him for many months. Trelawney seems to be the only one in the group that is allowed to come and go. Obviously, it was a huge ordeal when Marston left. Uh, Arthur still holds that against him, but for whichever reason, they allow Trelawney to come and go as he pleases. Hosea and I are onto something pretty big. Might be a lot of cash coming in to do with a real estate scam Hosea thinks he may have discovered. I'm not sure yet. The perfect crime, we think, one where we rob crooks. We are being real careful. It's fun working with Hosea again. The man is an artist of nonsense. Even if nothing comes of it, we're having an amusing enough time. So Hosea and Arthur were onto something big that seems a lot more safe. It's good to be running scams again. Hosea is a born huckster. He is getting anxious, worried that by lingering in town, we're going to bring undue attention to ourselves. But Dutch thinks he's onto something big. His words, not mine. Bank money being brought in by boat. Apparently, so far now, we are getting working on both things and seeing what happens. Plan is to flee west into the desert country someplace if we can. So Dutch is on to his own thing with a ferry. And then again, Hosea and Arthur had their thing. Micah and Dutch are planning to rob a ferry in town. Think that it's laden with riches, cash coming in from the banks, coming in by boat. For once, I'm not getting involved in the job. Hosea and I are too taken up with our business, which I believe could go very well, and Dutch seems confident that with the group assembled, all will be okay. And it's kind of weird that Micah, who's brand new, we just found out that Micah's only been with the group for a couple months now, and already he's like hooking up with Dutch, and the two of them are running such a major thing. It's weird that Dutch has kind of let Hosea and Arthur do their thing, who was like his inner circle, and has now immediately brought Micah into that position. Plan is for them to carry out the job and then flee into the wilderness out to the west. The next day, Hosea and I carry out our scam and join them.
Oh,
Sorry, one sec.
thank you, Mr. Williamson.
One second. We'll jump right back to this.
I got all the fish you fools is about to eat.
He's just bragging
Good morning, Arthur.
that he brought in food. I thanked you.
Was
Was
that
it?
loud enough?
I wonder if I could say anything to him about him bragging on it. Nope. Oh, maybe. There's that Miss Grimshaw. I can't see because my face cam's in the way.
Keep up the good work.
Okay.
I do my share and then some.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, my favorite.
Morning to you.
Morning, Uncle Arthur.
How's the reading going?
I'm getting better.
I don't know why I love Jack so damn much. Oh, look at that chicken. Back up off Jack. Okay, back to the journal. Okay, so the plan was for Dutch and Micah to carry theirs out. We're gonna carry ours out, and then both of us are gonna get all that money, and we're gonna meet up out west. Dutch seems happy and excited. He's talking again about California, but he's also talking a lot about other places. Again, Dutch has like these grand schemes of how to finally set sail into the sunset, but it never seems quite as planned as he puts on. Another sketch of Blackwater, a horse. I wonder if that's Bodicea. Because he sketches individual things that he comes across, or individual things that we come across that are significant. And then here from Blackwater to the next page with Blackwater crossed out, I wonder if in that process he lost his horse, Bodicea. Coulter. So now Blackwater's obviously sketched out. That fiasco went down, and then now this is where we picked up, where we met the gang at the first when we first started playing. We've been running for weeks. I mean, running more than usual. The job they was pulling in Blackwater, robbing that ferry. It turned into a disaster. Young Jenny got killed, poor thing. While Sean and Mac both got arrested or killed, nobody seems to know which. Dutch shot a girl. I'm not too sure if by accident or design, and seems like it may have been a setup. We took to the hills in an almighty scramble, leaving money and most of our things behind. So we knew that Jenny got killed. Mac and Sean got arrested. Treylani later told us that Sean is in Blackwater, and that's the current mission that we can accept now down in Blackwater to go get Sean back. Mac is still MIA. And then Davy with the little cross there. Um, then as we're fleeing over, or as then as we're fleeing east over the Grizzlies, an almighty storm hit us. Davy Callender, who had got shot in the gut on the raid, passed away. It was brutal to watch, and the rest of us nearly froze. We found shelter and have been resting here for some old abandoned mining town while we await the thaw. So that's again where we seen it. Camp Coulter, that's a little sketch of where we were at. Hardly the spring I'd been hoping for. Jose and I have been planning a robbery of our own in Blackwater, but I guess that's been abandoned along with most of what I owned. I'm profoundly concerned as to what happens next once we leave this place or the law finds us cowering up here. Found a girl, well, a woman, I should say. Her husband had been murdered by some of Como Driscoll's boys. Nasty business. So that's obviously Sadie Adler. I discovered a deer. Riding out, that's one of the coolest scenes. We're coming down off that mountain, all the snow. Coulter, Leviticus Cornwall. Seems Colmel Driscoll had some ideas as same. Oh, I apologize. Seems Colmel Driscoll had the same idea. He's been hiding up here, scouting out a train he wanted to rob. We bumped into some of his boys at some farmstead they was robbing, found that poor woman whose husband had been murdered, and she's now riding with us as she ain't got no place better to be. Then Dutch being Dutch and his hatred for Combe began just as powerful as it ever was. Whole bunch of us went to pay him a visit at his camp, but he escaped. It's getting shaky, boys. Stay with me. Uh, we grabbed one of his boys. Poor bastard ain't spoken yet, but he will once the freeze hits him a little. Then set Bill on him. We've seen that. Been a bad few weeks, but we're mostly still alive. Dutch being Dutch is busy making plans and figuring out just how we're going to survive. And Dutch being Dutch, those plans involve robbery and dreams. We actually heard Arthur say those words as he finished journaling. That's pretty dope. That's a campsite of the Horseshoe Overlook where we're currently at. And then that's kind of cool too. That's like an Instagram picture, right? Just your feet as you're looking out into the wilderness. Finally, a thaw in this god awful weather. We got off the mountain and rode east into some pretty enough country called the Heartlands. Ain't been this far east in many a year. Hosea seems to know the country a little. Ain't been much of a spring, now held up at a place called Horseshoe Overlook, outside of some dumpy little cattle town named Valentine. Dutch seems a little better. His eyes are sparkling once more, and I can see he's thinking a little clearer. I think we all feel a little happier in spite of Blackwater and that whole mess. Headed out into Valentine with Uncle and the girls. When scouting out when scouting out work while Uncle and I had a few drinks and he explained more of his theories on existence and barefaced lies about his past. Things took a strange turn. Then some fella seemed to recognize me or us from Blackwater. Guess he had been held up there too long while Jose and I scouted out a job that never was. I chased the bastard. That's Jimmy Brooks. He nearly fell off a cliff. I spared him, and he gave me an ink pen. I hope we won't. I hope I won't regret my leniency, but I reckon he got the scare of his life. Jimmy Brooks was his name. And discovered a carrot, another horse, rabbit, another horse, a rabbit. I'm not sure who that is. Took the day off and went out hunting. Maybe that's Hosea to the left when he was cleaning his gun. Took a day off and went off hunting with Hosea. He really seems to be getting his strength back a bunch, although he was lucky not to die as the big bear he had been after turned on us. I thought when we was stuck up in the mountains that the cold and misery would kill him and we'd bury him like we buried Jenny and Davy, but he pulled through and he'll live a while yet. It gives a little insight that Hosea was actually on the verge of death. I love Dutch like a father, but in many ways I love Hosea even more. I think that's kind of interesting. He's kind and fair, and like a human being. Dutch is something else. The bear was also something else. Size of a goddamn hotel. It was, it was, and mean with it. So again, I think that's kind of cool that I feel like as the player, we get a lot more connected to Dutch, one way or the other, either positive or negative. And Hosea is a little bit of that side piece, but here Arthur gives you a little bit of insight that Hosea actually is more the central father figure in Arthur's life, and I think that kind of hints to the type of person Arthur truly is. Como Driscoll slipped through our fingers once more, and I saw my own life slip through mine. That gentle buffoon we kidnapped up in the mountains took us to a cabin. We're planning to kill Colm, and he had just gone elsewhere. We shot a bunch of his boys, and one was about to end my life when Kieran shot him. This feud, it's bled out from Dutch and Colm's mutual hatred into loathing that permeates all of us and all of them. Still, I found quite a shotgun in the cabin. Can't even read that. Found an odd looking corpse, something stuffed into its mouth. Couldn't make sense of it. Herr Strauss is back lending money, and I'm back collecting it. The work mostly revolts me and shames me. Somehow robbing people honestly with a gun and fist is less repellent than robbing them fully in accordance with the law. It's been the usual sort of desperados, sick farmers, pregnant maids, lovesick young men, and other dupes desperate enough and stupid enough to take Strauss's terms. A usurer's life may be a comfortable one, but it's foul work. Now, when he was talking to Strauss, he kind of acted like he didn't care. He was like, "Oh yeah, no, it's my pleasure to do it." But here, when he's like alone with his own thoughts, you can tell that he hates that. You know, beating that immigrant just to take his money when that immigrant's just trying to live anyways. It does have an effect on him. Another horse, and that's it. We made it through. If you guys followed along with that, kudos to you. Maybe you love the story as much as I do. And with that, let's get to an actual mission. Actually, I think Dutch is the mission closest to us. Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Hello?
Hello.
Arthur.
Dutch.
Dutch? Miss O'Shea?
Well, feels like we are finally getting back on our feet.
You, find a buyer for them bonds we stole?
Not yet, but Jose is working on it.
When we heading west?
Soon? I don't know.
Feels like things have changed. The whole world's changed. But they don't want folk like us no more. We're being hunted.
We are smarter than them. Only the feeblest of men take jobs in the government.
I hope so.
Trust Dutch, Mr. Morgan. You have to.
They got Micah! Dutch! Arthur!
What's going on?
They got Micah. He's been arrested for murder. He was in Strawberry
It's okay, son. Breathe.
They nearly lynched me. They got Micah and the sheriffs in Strawberry. And there's talk of hanging him.
Here's hoping.
Arthur.
What? The fool brought this on himself. You know my feelings about him,
You
Dutch.
think I can't see past his bluster to the heart inside? He is a fine man.
No, I ain't saving that fool.
I can't go. My face will be all over West Elizabeth. I am asking for you.
I don't think he would, but fine, all right.
Arthur.
You okay, Lenny?
Yeah, of course I'm okay.
You don't seem okay.
You take that kid into town. Valentine, not Strawberry. Get him drunk. And Arthur, no crazy business.
I've given that up.
And you get Micah out of that jail.
Come on, son. I'll get to it, Dutch. Just can't drop everything. All right, boy.
So it seems because Lenny was so shaken with what he just experienced, we kind of want to just give Lenny a night out on the town just to calm his nerves so he can get back to his regular self.
I rode as fast as I could, didn't stop for nothing.
Yeah, you look like you've been through it.
I'm beat. We finally get off that mountain, then this. Micah's got a crazy side off him.
What were you boys doing? You're supposed to be scouting ahead for us.
I kept asking him what we was doing, but he was, "You worry too much, kid. Just some business to attend to, kid. You know how he is."
Yes, I do.
He was half soaked before we even got there. Then we ran into some fellas. One of them Micah knew, drank some more. And this is supposed to be a dry town we're in, too.
And then he shoots one of them. I know how that goes.
Couldn't even tell you quite how. Happened like the strike of a match. The law was on us fast, too. They was ready to strangle me up there and then. But I got away, just about.
You're all right now. We'll take care of it.
So you gonna go get him? I'll come with you.
No, you leave it to me. For now, let's drink some. Forget about Mike.
It was drink that started all this.
We'll just have a couple. Settle you down, then head back, okay?
Okay.
Now, I should warn you. Me and a couple of the other boys, we got in a bit of a fight last time we was here.
What kind of fight?
Oh, nothing big. No, we kept it clean. We're all good.
If you say so, Arthur.
So it seems like an odd pairing that we would send Lenny and Micah to go scout out. They are probably the most polar opposite characters in the entire camp. It seems like oil and water to put them together. And Micah's so headstrong that it doesn't really seem fair to Lenny to put him in that situation.
Here we are.
So you notice some missions force a certain time of day on you? Because it was just, where did Lenny go? Oh, there you go. It was just morning, but now along that ride, you know, the sun's already setting. Saloon's kicking. Excuse me, boys. Oh, man, alright, guys, bear with me. I have to fix this. Can I not? Oh, there we go. I have to fix that thing because I can't see my face cam. I'm sure you guys have like a blue screen of death at the moment. I apologize for that. And of course, I can't find the settings I'm looking for. Almost there. All right, sorry about that. Give me a drink.
Just one or two, right, Arthur?
Of course, just a drink. No
One
big
or two.
deal. Can we get a couple beers, please?
I don't want no trouble.
You'll get none from me. I was defending myself.
Tommy, he's...
He'll be fine. Here, have one for yourself.
Tommy.
Thank you.
Seems like Tommy's in a bad way.
Micah seemed to know a lot of people. That was the problem.
How you mean?
I mean, I done seen a lot of crazy stuff, but Micah...
of crazy stuff.
Will you shut up?
Will you shut up?
Be quiet, buddy.
Oh, there, dullards. My lord, you men is dull.
Hey, leave this fool alone.
Leave the fool alone. People been leaving me alone for
Charm?
the last 10 years.
Threaten?
I'm bored of
Beat.
being left alone.
I ain't gonna charm him.
Buddy, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna rip your head clean off your shoulders. Is that clear? Get out of here!
Clear? Clear? Very clear.
I wasn't ready to
I'm
start
on
another
my
fight
way.
though. Oh, he's drunk. Oh, snap.
That's
This
a great part.
montage.
Lenny, where are you?
Oh, damn it. Lenny!
Lenny?
Hey, you see who it is? It's the dude that I beat.
Hey. Hey, buddy.
Can't even talk. I mean, neither can I at the moment.
Hey. No hard feelings.
Oh, don't bump me. Is that all you got?
You ever wonder if life is a brutal waste of time?
Yikes. Yeah. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, sorry, Tommy. Where's Lenny? I wonder if I had one more conversation with him. Didn't seem like it was going anywhere, though.
Hey, Lenny!
Where is you at, Lenny?
Lenny?
That ain't Lenny.
Lenny, where are you? Can't find my friend. You know where he went?
Don't ask me.
Damn,
What
I
are
guess.
you doing, kid?
Oh, there he is.
Hello, Arthur. You know what? I don't know. Why ain't you never married?
That's the thing, you see. 'Cause it... Lenny?
Oh, snap.
Lenny! Get away from me! Now! Close delivery!
There he is. Oh, man. Get out the bar, Lenny. Am I crouching?
Lenny, where are you at? Leave the kid alone, you goddamn animals!
Talking to.
Nobody. I'm talking to nobody.
What did you say?
What?
I said, what did you say?
Get lost, buddy.
Shut up, mister. Yeah. Shut your mouth, mister.
This damn montage tickles me. And of course, anybody watching? Alright, dang you, dude. Do I have to press a button to stop? Oh, maybe I did. Wonder how long you would have pissed for. Lenny. Oh man, I am smashed. That looks like Lenny.
Damn it, Lenny, stop slumping off on me.
How many of you had, pal?
Too many.
Lenny!
Now you know where I'm going, right?
Lenny, where are you hiding now?
Avert your eyes.
Lenny?
It's Lenny on Lenny action. No, I didn't even try to go in that door.
Oh, Lenny!
Everybody's Lenny.
Been looking all over for you, Lenny.
I'm Clyde. You got the wrong fella.
Look in the bottom right how they spell Lenny. It's like a mirrored backwards. Lemmy. Is this dude here?
Found you, Lenny.
Still don't have your wits about you, buddy. I'm sorry.
Lenny!
Can I get a haircut? Should be the butcher, right? Or the barber.
Lenny, what are you talking about?
Lenny. I feel like Lenny should have found me by now. For real, what the hell, Lenny? Where you at, for real?
Lenny!
I know that ain't Lenny.
Do I look like a Lenny to you?
There's a bartender.
There you are, Lenny.
Lenny? Maybe you should switch to water, my friend.
Waters for chumps. There you are.
Arthur, what are you doing?
Looking for you. Oh. This makes me laugh because in real life, me and my buddy were slapping the hell out of each other when we got a little too hammered.
You're a good friend to me, Arthur.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Now you again?
You was a dull man. Bunch of dollars. I don't want to drown them. Maybe I do. Oh! Don't do it. It's gonna be a chain reaction here in a minute. No, snap. Show's over. Dodge it. Dodge it. You'll never take me alive. Hardcore parkour. It's one of the most epic missions ever. Seems about right for the aftermath of that. Do I have to press something to wake up? Yes, I do. Oh no, where's my hat?
You moron, Morgan. Oh, you moron. Not again.
Has this happened before? Ooh-wee. Uh-oh, uh-oh, I legit have a weak gag reflex, and just hearing that puts me on edge. Oh, look at him walk. My cores are drained. Where am I? Alright. Oh, you know what? Try to make amends with an old rival. I feel like that was that big dude. That's why I was trying to talk to him. Maybe I should have continued with the dialogue. Maybe I was one away. Usually dialogue is 3 stages, so oh well. Missed out. Where am I at? Oh, I'm right next to there. I might as well knock out that Reverend Swanson. Yeah, let's just take advantage of that. But I think I have to run. I need my cores up. Can I eat something? Good. Sweet. Okay. Ooh. Sorry for making you run, dude. I know you're not up to it. This is already the station here, though.
Reverend, where are you? You here, Reverend?
What's the holdup? Play your damn hand.
Mr. Morgan, I took your advice, sir. I took your advice.
Then your God has finally deserted you. What you talking about?
I took your advice, sir. I have removed myself from Morpheus's embrace. No more shall I sink, sir. I am free. I am free.
You don't seem free, friend. You seem drunk.
Sit down, Reverend. We ain't finished.
You ain't finished. Look at him. He's finished.
None of us forced liquor down his throat. Friend, I just wanted to play.
Now, firstly, we ain't friends. Don't make no mistake on that subject. Now, secondly, he can't hardly see, let alone reason. Now, reasoning ain't never been one of my strong points neither, but seeing I do just fine.
Gangster.
You want to step outside or deal with business here?
I just want him to finish the game.
Why can't we all just get along? These are good men, Arthur. They're children of God. They're children of God.
Oh. How's about you playing his place, huh? That seems fair?
Fair?
Sure. You want a game?
So I personally love playing poker. I've play it quite often, but I don't think it makes for the greatest stream.
I don't mean to spoil your fun, but I got things to do.
Where was Reverend going?
Quite sure. I gotta get him out of here. Come on, Reverend, let's get you.
Nah.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. I was talking to you.
Gentlemen. Reverend! Reverend Swanson! Where'd you go?
Where's he at?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. You see a drunken idiot, a priest, wandering about?
Sure, we saw him, smelt him, and avoided him.
Ha ha ha, where's he at?
That way, I think.
Thanks.
Guy looked kind of crazy, mister.
No, you don't know the half of it.
Reverend! Swanson!
He's such a loon, man. He said something about Morphe. Oh, great.
Hey, get your hands off him.
You'll keep. You stay out of it.
Get your hands off him now, you son of a bitch.
What the hell is your problem?
He's with me.
Ugh, I was trying to block.
You bastard!
Ooh, nice block, sir. Muay Thai, you didn't know I knew it.
Oh, you're done now.
Man, you are
Pair of damn fools!
in the school of Floyd Mayweather. Got him.
Oh my God! You killed him! I'm gonna keep the law on you.
No, you ain't. Don't be a snitch. I feel like I should have been on a horse. Well, where the hell did he go?
Get back here.
Why did you go down there? Oh, don't fall! Shit! I thought he would jump. I didn't know he'd swan dive. Alright, stop
You
with
better
this.
stop right there. I said stop, damn it.
He stopped.
Okay. I won't.
Please, don't hurt me.
I promise.
Alright, get the hell out of here.
Get the hell out of here.
Told you. I've become one with Arthur.
It's the last thing I needed.
Okay, where's my horse? Oh.
Reverend!
Oh
Get off
my.
the damn tracks!
This dude is just one hot mess, man.
Hey, Reverend!
Thought it was gonna have me fall. Oh, the music's changing. You know something's up. Oh man, I'm tired.
Just a simple mistake. You can still be saved.
He didn't want to say it. He didn't want to use the Reverend's terminology. Hear that train?
What have you done with your foot? It appears to like this place and wants to stay.
Morpheus' embrace,
Get
huh?
out of here. Twist your leg, you drunken bastard! Come on!
Thank you, sir.
Oh, no, you
He's like, I'm out of here.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What the hell is wrong with you? Throwing me off a bridge like
There
that?
was a goddamn train, you crazy bastard!
Have I been bad again, Mr. Morgan? I'm sorry. I wish I was different.
That's sad.
Let's get you home.
Home. Yeah,
See his
that's
sleeve?
a wonderful idea. I could have tea with Margaret.
Margaret? Who's Margaret? What?
Man, I would not have patience for this. If he didn't deliver that line with such honesty and, you know, where he's just is crying how he wishes he was different. You know, that's just a sad thought. But all of this drunken mess, I'm not saying I would have left a friend on the train tracks, but I might not have seen him up there. He seemed drunk. He had said something about Morpheus' embrace. I don't know if that's like a reference to morphine. If he uses morphine to get high. Good thing we're not too far from camp.
Hey, shut it back there. Yeah.
Arthur's like two people in one. You know, he's like a ruthless bastard, but then he's also like a really, you know, compassionate person. So sleepy.
Wonderful.
Oh, he's high as a kite, man. Oh, they just ran over something.
Easy, easy.
Killed the rabbit. Can I scoot through you guys? Just looking for a hitching post. Alright, I got the Reverend here. Can one of you ladies take care of this dude? It's Grimshaw. Sounds like Dutch is back to rocking out the classical. Drop him off at his bed.
Okay, Dutch.
Chow dunk. This music was invented 100 years ago? That little rhythm sounded familiar.
He'd show up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you actually said something. Alright, drop him. Jeez.
You better sleep your way to salvation, my friend.
Oh, what happened?
Just the usual.
Poor bastard.
Exactly.
Well, thank you, Mr. Morgan.
See your
I'll
scar?
keep an eye on him.
He was lucky this time.
Really?
Real lucky.
Alright. Unlock the Gambler's Challenge. I'm good with there. Oh, what's Dutch gonna say?
Let's see.
That's what I like to see. What do you like to see,
I'll
Dutch?
catch you later, then.
Nothing.
All right, then.
It's not how you greet somebody, Arthur. You don't greet them with a companion activity in the camp. What can we do? You know, so I actually think these are kind of cool. Let's see if this next one lives up to what I'm about to mention. But these little companion things, if you do them, you actually get a little piece of story that goes along with that person. Not all the time, but sometimes. At the very least, you get to sit down with them for just a moment. So, my boy Lenny, I got to check on how he did. If he recovered the same way that I did. I kind of left him. It's kind of jacked up now that I think about it. Let's see how he's doing. So these little mini games aren't necessarily my favorite, but
Lenny?
Hey,
again,
Arthur.
for the story, I like
sharp
them.
enough, ain't it?
Depends. Why? You feel lucky?
Do you?
Oh, before me, at least 6 generations were born in chains. And for the last 3 years, I've been running from every lawman and bounty hunter west of the Lannahechee River. So yeah, I feel lucky. I'm the living embodiment of luck.
That is one way of seeing things.
But I'm also skilled. And in this game, you got to have luck and skill.
And stupidity.
The Outlaw's Trinity. Luck, skill, and just a dose of stupidity. Come on. You ain't too old and too slow just yet.
After you.
As you wish. You know, we should head back up that mountain sometime and make Jenny a proper grave. Something nice.
You liked her, didn't you, kid?
Well, sure. I mean, yeah, I liked her.
I know, kid. And I'm sorry about it. Anyway.
Step up. Let's go.
So they did make mention how Lenny had a crush on Jenny before. So you can actually peek to see what you're gonna have the same pattern. So X and triangle.
Damn it.
And he also said that we should go out there and make a proper grave for her. I know that you can visit other people's graves. That one is pretty far out of the way. I'm not sure I'm gonna.
Let's go. Come on.
I'm not sure I can talk and do this at the same time. So I'm actually gonna back out here. I don't feel like I need to complete this. I got the little piece of character development I was looking for. Him and Jen. You could tell I got a little bit embarrassed when he said, "Oh, you liked her." He admitted to it, but you could tell that he was a little bit embarrassed. All right, let's see where the next mission is. Yeah, so I think it's really cool to visit the grave sites, and it's something that I've done on my other playthroughs. I don't think that I'm going to do it here for 2 reasons. Number one, that would be a long ride way back up here, and when you actually do, when you actually do pay your respect, there's no like dialogue or no any kind of cutscene that goes along with it. So it'd be a little anticlimactic. Anticlimactic. That's a tough word when you don't know words. Okay, we're right here. Leopold Strauss, Hosea. I got the Javier mission down there, or Micah. Let's just do the closest one. Thomas Downs. So this dude, we have kind of come across a couple times already. Where's my horse? When we first got into that major bar fight at the beginning of the game, and I was beating that dude Tommy. I was beating him senseless, literally. We later found out that I literally beat him senseless. Mr. Downs is the dude that stopped the fight. And Arthur was like, "Hey, what business is it of yours?" And he was like, "None of my business, but you've already won the fight. Isn't that enough?" And you could tell that he just cared for this dude. He may or may not have known him, but he was the only one out of that whole crowd that was watching me murder somebody that kind of had the courage to step in there and stop the fight. We also seen him when we first went downtown with Uncle and the girls. When we, it was kind of by the stables. There's that house. I didn't really point it out yet, but there's a house being built. Not a house, but a store being built. And he was outside of that store, that construction site, and he had a sign that said, "Oh, snap. Oh, Jesus. Is somebody attacking me?" Where is it? Do I have a rifle? Oh! Jesus. Oh man, I am in trouble. Ooh, I am still on the verge of dying. Damn it! Am I out of bullets? Damn it! Woo! I need another health. Why? Okay, I got the health. Is that dude off his horse? Did I survive? Oh my god, I thought for sure I was gonna die. Let's get the hell out of this murder scene now. Ooh, that caught me off guard. I want to run over this dude's body. Ooh, all right, let me get away from that scene just in case somebody wants to come by and be a snitch. But then let me get some food. I gotta restore my health core. That was a close one. All right, I feel better. All right, well, where was I at? I think I was talking about Mr. Downs. Okay, yes, outside of the construction store, the construction site, he had a sign that said something along the lines of giving to the needy, and he was trying to collect money for it. I didn't do it in this playthrough, because I forgot about it, to be honest. But you can go up to him and he gives you a pamphlet. You can read through the pamphlet, and it's just like a do-gooder, like, hey, there's a lot of hungry people out there, we're all blessed. You know, if we could just give a little bit, any little bit will help. He was essentially just trying to help the less fortunate. Now, he also seems to be somebody that took a loan from Strauss. I don't know if he took a loan to help the hungry, but he took a loan either way, and now I am coming to collect. As we know, Arthur does not like these moments. He feels like a bad dude doing them, and the fact that we're doing it to somebody that seems to be like an honest-to-goodness good person, it kind of compounds the issue here.
Mr. Thomas Downs?
Yep, that's me.
You owe me money.
Oh, no, I'm...
We ain't a charity, Mr. Downs. Oh, come here, you maggot.
Please, sir. I'll...
He tried to hit me.
Threaten me, would you?
Please, I have a family, sir, please.
I don't care about your family. Why'd it have to come to this, huh?
Believe me, sir, I didn't want this either.
We took your word. Now we'll take your hide. You ain't such a do-gooder, are you? If you're running out on debts...
I'm not running anywhere. I'm doing my best for you.
You are a slippery little bastard. But I got you now.
Please, show some compassion. Please.
Strauss told me you needed a beating. You saying he was right?
What will that solve?
Now, wouldn't paying up have been a little easier? You borrowed money from my business partner, Herr Strauss. You owe him, you took the money. He wants it back, what's not to understand? Where's our money?
I don't have it.
Sell your place.
We already owe more than it's worth.
Then sell your wife, or your family, or something. We ain't your idea of charity. Is that clear?
Thomas!
What are you looking at?
Thomas!
I said what you looking at, woman.
My husband isn't well. If we could just have more...
Like I said, we ain't nobody's idea of charity. Get us the money.
Get a cutscene back to camp. You know, it kind of reminds me of that other scene, that if this story was about Mr. Downs or his son, like the Red Dead Redemption would be to murder me. You know, to like do that to his father, like in front of his family. Like, a lot of times the protagonist and antagonist are mainly based off the perspective. And we view Arthur as the protagonist, but in that, I mean, we're straight up the bad guy. back to camp.
Yeah.
That was a quick mission. Came back empty-handed though. I guess, do I need to ride back? I'm gonna check. I'm gonna walk around camp, see if there's any kind of character interaction I can get to, and then maybe sleep through the night, and then head out on another mission the next day, next game day. That music though, it's still adding to the vibe of coming back. I wonder if I could talk to Strauss if he has something to say. Just as a look at that tarp that flaps in the wind. It's, to me, it's the little things like that in this game. Like that could have been a static image, just like a hard polygon, you know, tarp for the roof. But the fact that it, like, you know, is affected by the surroundings, it's the little touches that make me feel truly immersed. Is Strauss over here? Yeah. Leopold Strauss. That music, though. Little bastard having me do your dirty work.
Ah, how did you get on?
Not so good. He's almost dead. And they seem more or less destitute. You were a fool for lending them the money.
Well, people who aren't desperate don't seem so interested in my propositions.
Of course.
Alright. That's that, I guess. Money lending and other sins complete. I am kind of curious. Did it have, like, complete within 2 minutes? You know what? I do have a beef that I'm going to get this off my chest. I feel like this game was designed in a way that they intentionally want you to take it slow and take your time. But almost all of those quest things, it's all time-based. They wanted you to do it fast.
Yeah, well, try losing your husband. Mr. Morgan! Mr. Morgan!
Yes,
Hold on, I'll tell you what he just heard in the
One of
background.
the girls saw that friend of yours, Mary Gillis, sniffing about.
Mary?
Yes. I never liked that woman, Mr. Morgan. Funny business.
So, Mary Gillis left me a letter.
Hold still! Pearson said he short a little meat for the pot.
Stop it! This ain't funny!
Oh, I disagree. Now, why are you so afraid of a pair of gelded tongues? I thought you were the horse expert.
Bill's good for a chuckle now and again.
Morgan,
I reckon you two are made for each other.
Ain't that right?
made for each other.
Oh, you're an idiot, Bill. All right. So many things to mention. Mary Gillis left me a letter. Sounded like an old friend that I had. But I also think that it's interesting that Miss Grimshaw didn't like her.
Arthur. Starving in a field, someplace. My mamas were in Lincolnshire. My daddies were outside of Rotterdam. At least that's what they told me. The modern world is ugly. But the old world was worse. Our job is to make a better world for ourselves. Not go backward, but go forward with hope and dreams. Seriously. And that hope begins now by being hopeful and happy. So cheer up. All of you, cheer up.
Dutch, the charismatic leader, if nothing else. One last note on the note is Miss Grimshaw did not like Mary Gillis. And up to this point, I don't have any reason not to value Mrs. Grimshaw's opinion. It could be influenced one way or the other, but I do think that's something of note.
Oh, hi, Arthur.
Hey.
Always good to see you.
Always walking away when you talk to me. I heard Sadie Adler walk past Jack, and Jack said something along the lines of like he's bored.
Hello, Arthur.
And Sadie Adler said, "Oh yeah, try losing your husband." And it's like, damn, that's a little boy. Like, I get it. You had your husband murdered. I get it. But you don't like bring it out on a little boy. It's kind of jacked up. Everybody's saying what's
Hey
up.
there, Tilly.
You be drinking?
You feeling more settled here now?
Yes, this is a nice spot.
Well, it'll do us for now.
Sure thing.
All right. Let's see if anybody else, if I overhear any other kind of conversation. Hear a train off way in the distance. Doesn't seem to be too much else going on in camp. So we have a few things. We can read that letter, or we can go do one of the missions. So another thing, another way that I try to play the game is that I try to do things like what would Arthur be doing right now? So we have this Micah thing where Micah got himself locked in jail. Arthur does not want to do that. We have this letter that's fairly intriguing. And then we have Hosea that's kind of middle of the road. Like he said he was going to be out there and meet him out there. But I do feel like this mission here, Javier Escuela, when we met Treylani down in Valentine, they said that Javier was going to head down to Blackwater and try to rescue Sean. I do feel like if we were a gang of brothers and one of our guys needed to be rescued, he was being transported, and we had an opportunity to go save him, that would be the mission that we would want to go do. So let's go do it. See what I did there? Oh,
that's the spirit.
All right. I think I'm gonna sleep though. How's my quarters? Who's singing? Oh, that's kind of sad. Drunken by herself.
The frost gleams where the flowers have been. But the heart throbs on as warmly now as when the
I think Karen has an alcoholic problem. Speaking of alcoholics, you guys are two peas in a pod. Okay. I've said it 3 times now. I'm going to head to bed. Ooh, should I? No, don't inspect the letter. It might, like, automatically start the mission. It really wants me to inspect that letter, huh? Are you not going to let me sleep? Can I jump up there? I just want my bed. Don't want to change my clothes. Hey, oh. I don't want to inspect that. What if I go in first person? Can I look down at my bed? Yes. Sleep. Till the morning. There's that letter right there. Maybe after we go see about rescuing Sean, then maybe we'll hit up that letter after that. I feel like that Hosea mission doesn't seem too pressing. Micah can hang for all we care. Oh, it says I'm either gaining or losing weight. Probably losing weight. I'm going to shave.
Good morning, Arthur.
Good morning, Dutch. Trim. Definitely want that mustache to grow out. I don't think that the chin, it might have grown out one. Yeah, actually, we're going to keep it as is. We need to give it a little bit more time. Just say good morning to Dutch before we head out.
Work it out, Dutch. You always do.
Hello.
Don't make it awkward or anything, Dutch.
Morning, mister.
I just heard that Adler woman wants to cut your dick off and feed it to her horse.
So you keep saying.
That's so extreme.
Okay, boy.
All right, let's do it. You know, let me feed my horse. I've not been feeding him like I should. What's up, Lenny?
Any problems, you shout out, Lenny.
Anytime you want to play again, Arthur, you let me know.
Okay. Actually, let me head out this way.
There, boy.
Careful, don't get run over. I've been known to do that. That's John. I haven't seen John around camp. Something's dead right here?
Whoa.
You see that little paw print on the map? How did this thing die? I don't know. I don't need it though.
Boy.
Just curious why there was a random dead thing. Maybe it got too close to camp and one of our guards on duty shot it. Whoa. Something's going on over there. I think I want to avoid it. I've been attacked by enough random O'Driscolls. Last one almost took my life. Somebody's screaming. Alright. Okay, what's up, dude?
Oh, Christ.
Oh, you need a haircut, dude.
Oh, I got bit. Oh, God. Oh, I need medicine.
How
or
about
a siphon.
Here.
How about medicine?
Medicine? Oh,
That's what you asked for, right?
Jesus.
Don't be so dramatic.
Oh, you saved my life. I owe you.
Got that right.
I do.
All right.
Now, I gotta get out of here.
Yep.
I'm not giving you a ride.
Oh. Don't much like it around here no more.
Glad I could help.
Where's my hat? How about
Eyes on
that?
the ground, huh?
What was that? Looked like a damn alligator, but I know they don't live around here. Oh, stranger mission. That stranger mission is the ones that have you collect the cards. I'm losing track of my... Nope, definitely headed the wrong way. Morning. That stranger mission has you collect cards whenever you find packets of premium cigarettes. They have these collectible cards in there. Definitely something you need to do if you want to get 100% from the game. What is this area? Why is it... You know what? I'm going to just pick this one up because I don't know what it is. I'm a bit curious. This way? Treasure map, maybe? I think it's a treasure map. Yeah, it's a treasure map. I'm gonna pass it. I don't need a treasure map. But I have lost track of my route. Where the hell am I going? Being colorblind is very difficult. You know what? I'm gonna get this treasure map just to get rid of this white area. It's a decent little cutscene here.
I just don't understand this at all. Hey, over here!
What's the problem?
Problem? No, there's no problem. Quite the contrary. Well, there is a problem. For me, but not for you.
All right. I ain't got time for
No,
I ain't buying it.
Give me a minute of your life. I might just change it forever. I'm sure you will have heard of me. Maximo Cristobal Valdespino, the renowned explorer.
Can't say I have.
Sorry, buddy.
There has been much written about me.
I'm not much of a
once
reader.
had high tea with the Viceroy of India. I helped liberate South America. I've climbed mountains and swum across seas. I have had many women.
Congratulations.
I've spent the last 3 months hunting treasure on the American frontier. Beautiful country. Reminds me a lot of Almeria. But tomorrow I set sail for the island of Shikoku in the Japanese
He's just making stuff up now.
in search of the legendary Tokushima Sapphire.
Well, good for you.
No, hold on. You see this map here? It was made by the Jackhole Gang. They rob banks all the way from here to California.
Yeah, I know who the Jack Hall gang are.
Oh, them you have heard of, but me? Huh. Well, rumor has it they buried gold somewhere in this area, but were killed before they could retrieve it. They created 2 maps to ensure it was well hidden. This is the first and should lead you to the second. You just need to follow the landmarks drawn here.
Me?
Yes.
Not buying it.
Unfortunately, I am out of time now, but I am prepared to sell it to you for the low price of...
Free.
$10.
How about $3?
A trifling investment for a man such as you, given the potential returns.
I'm gonna just decline. I've
You
once
must
robbed
think
him.
I was born yesterday.
Between us, this map has proven a challenge even for me. So, how about I sell it to you for just $5? One half less.
I'm curious to see what happens if I keep declining.
I ain't paying you nothing to go on some wild goose chase.
Yes, well, when I am plated in gold and you are starving on the street corner, who will be left? Hey! Oh, no.
I thought about shooting him, but that seemed way too extreme. So just knock him out. He's still alive, even though that may not have looked like it. You can actually shoot him to kill him. So that lets you know he's still alive. So he's gonna wake up. He's gonna have a headache, but he'll be all right. Now, before you rudely, I feel like I am not headed the right way. This way. Okay. All right. Cool. Is this train tracks? I feel like the train tracks would be quicker. I'll just follow the route. Am I like way up on a cliff now? Of course. Easy. Yo, chill out. Man, that horse wanted to die. You know what? I am gonna take the train tracks. That's a long bridge. Easy is suicidal horse. Who's yelling for help? I heard somebody yelling for help. Who's talking? Maybe somebody down there. Oh, look at that. It's a hawk or an eagle or something. You know, if you guys are ever in free roam, this is not a bad place to rob a train. It's not as good as the bridge, but robbing the train across, excuse me, not as good as the tunnel, but robbing the train across the bridge is a good way. You end up with a big bounty, but at least you can get away from the law pretty easy. Alright, what's the quickest way back onto a trail? You know what? I'm going to stay on the train tracks. I wish they would navigate by train tracks every once in a while. Uh-oh. How is there another train already? Wait a minute. I know for a fact there can't be two trains that close together. Something's up. There's a glitch in the matrix. And I still feel like the train tracks are the quicker. Yeah, just a little bit. Now I will hit the path. I love how you change like biomes a little bit. It's kind of similar to the Horseshoe Overlook, I guess. Seems like these trees might be a little bit taller. Maybe I'm just tripping. Now, for the people that love nostalgia and played, man, they are just loading this game with strangers. I don't want strangers. I'm good. And actually, I think I know what that one is. I think that's the one where you help the dude. No, I don't know. Either way, I am avoiding stranger missions. What was I going to say? Oh, nostalgia. For the people that have played Red Dead 1, Blackwater played such a significant role in that game. And it was one of the cooler locations, at least in my opinion, when playing it. So to see it on next generation console in such a beautiful game like this, to see it updated, then for it to be a prequel, so you see how it's changed over time. There's just so many. Hey, look at that. Who is that up there? Because I'm headed into an area. Those are Pinkertons. I'm headed into an area that I shouldn't be. I'm wanted, dead or alive here. So they, clearly have people on the lookout. Great Plains, wanted, dead or alive. And then you can see how the area is changing. We were just in a forested area. Alright, you know what? I'm going to cut straight over there. I don't need to follow the path. Nor do I think following the path is a good idea. With all these Pinkertons about, I kind of want to stay off the beaten path and head right over there.
Yeah.
And look at that. That's actually Blackwater up in the distance. You can kind of see some of the buildings over there. And again, for people that, loved Red Dead 1 as much as I did, it's cool to see the town here in this game. Once I approach the gang here, it's gonna load the mission, and I actually have daddy duties. I need to go pick my kids up from school, so I'm gonna end the stream right here. I always feel so compelled to do the subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below, but I feel like such a sellout doing it. But I really want you to subscribe to the channel. I really want you to like this video, both metaphorically and clicking that button. And it would be cool to have a random person leave a comment outside of like a buddy or something like that. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the series. It's obviously very focused on the story. If you guys love the story as much as I do, hopefully you do like the series. So with that, we'll see you guys next time.